Hey everyone, thanks so much for coming. Super excited to be here and talk a little bit about AgentKit. So for a little motivation behind why Coinbase got into agents, I think it's great to start with that. And then I'll share you a little bit about AgentKit, how it works, what we're building, the directions we're going, and I'm happy to take any questions as well as they arise. So I'm a product manager on the Coinbase developer platform SDK team. What we've been doing for the past several months is building out an SDK for allowing anyone to interact with any sort of on-chain function in Python and TypeScript with a single line of code. What this actually looks like is you can do wallet.create, wallet.transfer, wallet.swap, any sort of arbitrary smart contract invocation, all in a single line of Python code. As a result, one of the first natural use cases we found was with AI and making it possible for autonomous agents to start seamlessly interacting on-chain and also have access to whatever Web 2 functionality they want. The practical result of this was AgentKit, which is our LangChain framework for allowing model-agnostic AI agents to have access to crypto wallets and all sorts of crypto functionality, right now primarily on EVM chains. So I'll run you through really quickly how this works and show you how easy it is to add in new features. This is meant as a template through which we want any new applications or developers to start to add new features. Eventually, in the same way that somebody integrates Wallet Connect or RainbowKit into their on-chain applications, we want everyone to integrate into AgentKit as well and allow anyone to start interacting on-chain using the AI agents that we see being built. So to make everything as easy as possible, we've built out these templates in Replit that allow you to just simply click Run after entering your OpenAI API keys and your CDP API keys that allow you to start interacting directly with an agent. We have two different modes right now and can very easily support more modes and encourage developers to do the same. The first is a chat mode where the agent can take commands from you in natural language and start interacting directly with blockchain tools, blockchain apps, whatever you might have in store. The second is an autonomous mode, which I think is a lot more fun. Effectively, what this allows you to do is have an agent to continually think for itself on a 10-second interval or something like that and interact on chain with whatever way it sees most fit. So for the purposes of this demo, I'll run through the autonomous mode a little bit, and we can just see what this agent decides. Actually, we might be on mainnet, and I don't want to deploy a token right now, so we're going to go into chat mode. But yeah, it's incredibly easy to start interacting and using the agent. So for example, I can also do stuff like tweet. So let's say post a tweet that I'm speaking. The fun part about this is doing it with one hand too. That's how easy it is to start interacting with the AgentKit. AGI, OpenAGI Summit. And as we can see, it is posted to Twitter that I have now successfully speaking. Cool, but not on-chain. Boring. What about deploy me a token expressing your excitement? I'm pretty sure we're on testnet. And yeah, now we have a token, the excitement token, available on-chain. So it's quite literally this easy to start interacting on-chain using these agents. And you can imagine the potential when you start to have these things running on their own fully autonomously. There's a lot of different ways to ensure that the agent is the only person with access to the wallet. And now I'll show you very briefly how easy it is to add in new features specifically to the AgentKit. The whole goal here is eventually that anyone can start adding functionality to their AI agents. You don't have to be a developer. You can just be somebody with an idea. So we have a whole page in our docs about adding custom functionality, and we encourage any app builders out there to do a PR and get your specific app functionality inside the main AgentKit repo. If you just want something quick and dirty, we created a prompt that allows you to effectively add in a feature, any sort of feature you want, just by describing kind of what you want or maybe providing some Python code, and then you can just copy and paste in directly what an LLM like Claude or ChatGPT gives you into this code, and it's going to start working pretty much straight out of the box. So for example, we have a feature in the Coinbase Developer Platform SDK to deploy multi-tokens, ERC 1155s. I copy and pasted this code, and I put it into Claude along with our prompt from earlier. I asked Claude, just do exactly as I said, and said, I want you to implement deployed contract equals wallet, deploy multi-token, and yeah, that's it. And said the parameter is a URI. It gave me this code back. I'll briefly run through it. It's super easy to get started. All you have here is a prompt. This basically tells the agent exactly what this function does so that when it's looking for a function to call, it knows where to look. We have a class. I don't know what this does. I don't care. I don't need to know. I just copy and paste it. We also have the definition of the function itself. This is where the magic happens. As you can see here, here's that deploy multi-token call. And then we can add it to our CDP toolkit. So this is kind of the bread and butter of how the agent is interacting. It's using LangChain, for those who are familiar, effectively the biggest standard for AI agents. We chose it because we wanted to have as many out-of-the-box integration with Web2 APIs as possible so that our agents could do things like search the internet for Bitcoin sentiment, find if the news is positive or negative, and then trade based off of that result and post a tweet saying, hey, I decided to buy some Bitcoin for my agent owner, and this is why. And then all you have to do is append it to the list of tools available. And I did that over here. Literally nothing changed, exactly copy and pasted it as we saw, deploy multi-token prompt, class that I don't know what it does, the definition, and then within the agent instantiation itself, I just did this CDP tool, deploy multi-token tool, and appended the deploy multi-token tool. So now I can ask it to do something like deploy a multi-token with test parameters. And it'll go off and do that. And it's quite literally that easy. Any sort of on-chain app you can implement into this agent, whether that be DeFi, borrowing and lending. We already support swaps. You could make an agent that allows you to, you could tell it your taste and have it shop for NFTs for you. One of the use cases that I'm personally most excited about is having a financial, pseudo-financial advisor, not financial advice agent, where basically you could have a voice conversation with your agent or maybe send it your traditional portfolio and say, hey, here's my risk tolerance, here's my financial goals, and here's USD. Just literally deposit US dollars using a debit card, all possible today using Coinbase's on-ramp, and just tell the agent to go. It will not only allocate into DeFi protocols, but also into RWAs and stables and create an actual portfolio that's not just degenerate, but tailored specifically to your risk preference. I think this is how we finally achieve mass adoption, is by removing the wallet entirely and allowing agents to act on users' behalf. In the same way, I would go to my financial advisor and just give him my money, tell him a little about what I want, and make him do all of the work. I see this being the future for agents as well. There's no need to make a user use a really complex DeFi interface or go through this whole process when all this can be automated and built in this agentic world. Some of the things that I'm excited about that we have coming up specifically for the AgentKit are features like broader network support, support for funding the agent directly within the code using a wallet.fund command, and particularly smart contract deployments. I think there's a lot of interesting things you can do once we have a world where agents are the main deployers of smart contract. Sure, for the time being, there's going to be security concerns, and this code might not be great, but the Coinbase Ventures team recently released a report on AI and crypto, and part of the bedrock of their thesis was that we'll one day be living in a world where AI is the majority of interactions and contract deployments on chain. Once you have agents who can not only be a participant, but also a creator of this type of value, I think the potential of not only blockchain, but what these agents can do for us drastically increases. So with that, I've got about 1 minute and 45 seconds left. So if there are any questions from the audience, I'm happy to take those. Thank you. Yes.
Test.
Can you talk about how you view privacy in terms of how adoption of these AI agents will occur?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's a couple different ways we think about privacy. One is, since we are model agnostic, you could use a decentralized model or a self-hosted model to start interacting with your agent. The only thing that Coinbase can see is we're using the CDP SDK APIs, so the wallet address and the interactions that happen. I think as you start to look at these different use cases, there needs to be varying levels of privacy, some of which come at the model level and at the inference level, and others that come at the blockchain level. So moving towards both of those tracks in parallel, I think allows us to continue to be flexible, progressively decentralized on both the model front and the blockchain sort of privacy front. while still giving users the features that they want as soon as they start to come out. Thank you.